From Sprague High School, Grants Pass, and the Olympians of Sprague going toe-to-toe on this high school football Friday night. Hello, welcome to this live stream event from Table Rock Sports Productions in partnership with our local school districts. Thank you to our local sponsors who make these live athletic streams possible. Please support their businesses when you can. I'm Chris Clayton, Mike Strickland, our camera operator here today from Salem at Sprague High School. Last year, these teams faced off. Man, it was an absolute thriller down at Grants Pass. Bad memory for the Cavemen, unfortunately. An incredible game, 41-40. Sprague beat GP. So you know Grants Pass has that in the forefront of their mind. They have not forgotten that game, and we know Sprague hasn't forgotten that. It is homecoming Friday night here for the Sprague Olympians, and a lot of the players' favorite memories from high school were announced over the PA speaker here. A lot of them were specifically that game at Grants Pass last season. So we'll hope for another thriller here in 2025 between these two teams. This is the Lithia Superstore Game of the Week for Grants Pass and Sprague. Rolling along here, this is the Abby's Pizza pregame show. Locations to serve you throughout Southern Oregon with Abby's Pizza, your postgame stop. With a menu that covers all your family favorites, Abby's is an Oregon postgame tradition since the 1970s. See you after the game at Abby's. Last week, a tough loss for Sprague. Or actually, it was last week. They have a bye week next week. But for Sprague, it went into overtime. A tough loss down at South Medford at Spiegelberg Stadium. That game went to overtime. It was 7-7 into OT. And the Panthers got a touchdown and then forced a fumble of Sprague. So the Olympians look to bounce back, coming into this game 3-3 in South Central Conference play. Great opportunity here today for Grants Pass. They're 4-2 total, but they are 4-1 in conference play. And in the top 16 right now in the OSAA. GP is in a very good position to make the playoffs, sitting at number 13 right now. They want to bounce back themselves. They lost to Silverton last week. The 5A second-ranked team in the state is undefeated at the 5A level. Grants Pass has been so high-powered offensively, they were held to a season-low 16 points last week. The only other team to beat Grants Pass this year, 6A, number 6 right now, Willamette, who is one of the best teams in the state. With wins this year over North Medford, North Salem, and South Medford, GP looking for an impressive road win here today at Sprague, who sits at number 20 in the OSAA rankings. This should help the Grants Pass formula, the rankings, if you will, as they try and make the playoffs here this season. Let's get one final break as we roll along with the Abby's Pizza pregame show. When we come back, it is kickoff as the teams do the coin toss at midfield here at Sprague High School. Homecoming. It's the Olympians and the Cavemen here from Table Rock Sports.
The Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram of Medford Superstore wants to buy your vehicle. So we'll beat any other dealer's offer to buy your vehicle by $500. And if we don't buy your vehicle, we'll fill up your gas tank. Only at Lithia Dodge.
Whether it's game day or a family get-together, Sherm's has the quality products and prices that will make you cheer. Sherm's Thunderbird Market, Medford's original discount grocery store.
You want diverse venues? We got them. Year-round sports access? You bet. Race cars, soccer, paragliding? Check, check, check. Medford has it covered as your sport ground, where the West Coast plays.
The Lithia Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram of Medford Superstore wants to buy your vehicle. So we'll beat any other dealer's offer to buy your vehicle by $500. And if we don't buy your vehicle, we'll fill up your gas tank. Only at Lithia Dodge.
Back at Sprague High School, Grants Pass and Sprague going toe-to-toe. Rematch of last year's battle. These are two of the top scoring offenses this season in the South Central. Grants Pass averaging 33 points per game this year. They've been able to light up this scoreboard, including a 63-point performance against South Salem. Defensively, though, they have allowed just over 36 points per game as well. So something to shore up for first-year head coach Matt Kennedy and the Cavemen. Sprague is led by third-year head coach A.J. Robinson. Sprague coming off one of their best seasons in school history last year. They went 9-2, and Robinson was the 6A co-coach of the year. They were able to light up the scoreboard last season. They went 2-7 in 23. Sprague did in 2 last year, and a quarterfinal appearance. And sitting at 3-4, playoffs are still possible for the Olympians. This would be a big step in the right direction here at homecoming. And we are just about underway. Grants Pass to kick it away. It's in the air deep for Isaac Tyndall, bobbled at the goal line, and here goes Tyndall looking for a crease, lowers the shoulder, and he's spiraled down at the 20-yard line. That's where the Sprague Olympians will start their drive. Limited to 7 points last week in the overtime loss at South Medford. Trying to get the offense on track. Again, these teams faced off as conference foes last year. Before that, they hadn't played since 2017. Sprague with wins in 2017 and 2016. So it's been a long time, at least 20 years going back since Grants Pass has been able to manage a win over Sprague. But a lot of that is because these teams weren't conference foes for a while. Late substitution here for the Grants Pass defense. Run on a new defensive lineman late. That's Riley Wallace, the sophomore who will sprint in. First play of the game for the Sprague offense. The quarterback is Carter Lavelle. They go up the middle, and it's a loss of a yard. Nothing doing there. Riley Wallace just ran on as the sub, able to make the tackle. And that was Isaac Tyndall on the carry for the loss of a yard. And here is an offside. The hard count works beautifully, and that's a penalty for the first time today on Grants Pass. So that is a gift to Sprague. That'll move up to 2nd and 6 now. A bit more manageable. Lavelle, the quarterback, handles the snap. Looking middle. He'll actually go deep downfield. Got a man, and it's cut. Still on his feet. Max Makarenko fighting in the red zone. Dragged down at the 9-yard line. They mark him at the 8-yard line. That is a 68-yard completion. Incredible. Lavelle put it on the money, and what a play by Makarenko, the 6'4 senior, honorable mention all-conference selection last year. Big-time play there. And they quickly hand it off. Tyndall fighting, scrapping inside the 5, and he's down to the 3-yard line. A 6-yard gain there for Tyndall. So it's 2nd and goal now. Just over a minute into this game. What a start for the Sprague offense. Again, they were limited to a mere 7 points last week, and they've come out swinging here on the opening drive. It's a keeper. Lavelle trying to get away. Nowhere to go. He's dragged down in the backfield. All the way back to about the 10-yard line. It was Cameron Holland who led the charge and got his hands on Lavelle first. So now it's 3rd and goal, way back at the 9.5-yard line. Lavelle looking to the sideline to his head coach, A.J. Robinson. Do a passing situation here. Another hard count, trying to get Grants Pass to jump, and nearly able to do so. Now here's a flag. That's a delay of game. So Sprague a little too slow with the approach and the hard count, and that'll make this even more difficult. Back to the 14.5. From the right hash here, Lavelle on the offense with 5 wideouts way outside. It's a design draw. Lavelle looking for a lane, a series of jukes. Look at the moves. He's inside the 5, and he fumbled the football through the end zone for a touchback. Grant's pass forced a fumble, and it's caveman ball at the 20. Oh, tough break for Sprague. A great run by Lavelle, but a gift to GP there on the fumble right at the goal line. So they should, if it, as they signaled, a touchback should push the ball out to the 20-yard line. And they will. What an opportunity here. First possession for this high-powered Grants Pass offense. Second in the South Central this year, averaging 33 points per game, including a 63-point outburst in a win over South Salem this season. Jordan Rosetta is the quarterback. He's been terrific this year with more than 1,400 pass yards this season. No confusion here before the snap. GP wants the ball moved over to the left hash. First-year head coach Matt Kennedy. He was an assistant for 11 years. This is his first head coaching job. Coach Kennedy played quarterback at Hidden Valley. What a job he's done in his first season with a 4-2 start. Looking for win number 5. Rosetta takes the snap. Looking right side, he'll lob it high in the air, and that is incomplete. Looking to go to Brevik Hill. Kind of a back shoulder throw. The coverage by Julian Lutz did well. So 0 for 1 start to the game for Rosetta, who came in with a terrific 63% completion percentage. He's only a junior. And a Sprague player is shaken up and jogging off. That's Lucas Allen, and he'll be replaced by Jaden DeCamp, the sophomore. So it's 2nd and 10 now for GP. Trips to the right. Rosetta goes to the left. A completion to Powers at the line of scrimmage, and he's bottled up. Loss of 5 yards on the completion to Trayton Powers. Dynamic running back, so dangerous with the ball in his hands, but not a lot he could do there with where he caught it. So now it's 3rd and 15. Just over 3 minutes into this first quarter. 8:50 to go and counting. And a 3rd and long for Grants Pass. Rosetta takes the snap. Looking, he's got a pocket, plenty of time, throws, and behind his receiver, incomplete. Looking to go to Holland, who found a pretty good opening, but not on the same page as his quarterback, and it's incomplete. So Grants Pass will bring the punt team out. And it is Beck Olson back to receive the punt for Sprague. Standing at the goal line. Uh-oh, the punt is blocked. Swatted back by Makarenko through the end zone for the safety. Makarenko making plays. He had a 68-yard catch. Now a blocked punt. And 2 on the board for Sprague. Wow. With 8:34 to go, it's a 2-0 start to the game in favor of the Olympians on homecoming. It came up short in the red zone offensively, but that's a way to get some points for your team. appreciate our sponsors making tonight's coverage possible, including Lithia Superstore on Highway 62, your home for Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, and Fiat vehicles and trucks. A title sponsor, Lithia Superstore. Okay, so 2 on the board for Sprague. The blocked punt, so now the Olympians get the ball back. See if they go back to the air. Sprague graduated a lot of players from last year's team. A lot of all-state and all-conference caliber talent departed from this Sprague team. They've had to try and reload here in 2025 and see their young talent just developing over the course of the season. A player like Max Makarenko, one of those senior leaders, making some big plays in this game so far. To kick it away, Alejandro Leon, the junior. Leon puts it high in the air. It's caught at the 20 after the safety. This is Julian Lutz looking for a lane. And he's taken down at the 31, takes a big hit. Well done there, the coverage led by Weston Berg to just get a hand on the leg of the return man Lutz, and there was nowhere to go. The teammates came to help him out. That hit laid by Bronx Eli. And it's a 1st and 10 for Sprague at their own 32-yard line. So last drive, it was a run for a loss and then a bomb 68 yards through the air before things fizzled out in the red zone for Sprague. 8:27 to go in the first, 2-0 lead for the Olympians. They go middle to Tyndall, and he is bottled up at the line of scrimmage. A late fight to get a yard. Good run there by Tyndall to just get a yard out of it. 3 carries for 6 yards so far for Tyndall. Second. He gave more like 2, second at about 8 here. And looking to throw, fakes, line of scrimmage to Tyndall. Defense breaks down, and they've got him. Well defended. That time it was Parker Howe. Not easy in the open field, and he made the play. No gain, it'll be 3rd and 8. So both teams have been put into some tough 3rd and long situations here today. Got to credit the defense, especially the defensive lines of both these teams. Oh, a little trick play, a little behind the back move to Paul Herb. Going around the edge, he's got a 1st down. Actually, that's number 6. That's Maximilian Sterling, the junior, who's got the 1st down. 14 yards on what actually turned out to be a forward pass, technically, with the behind-the-back throw. We will stat that as a throw. What a job there. Creative play on 3rd and long. And now they go to Tyndall, and it's blown up in the backfield. What a play by Titan Davis. He's just a sophomore. A loss of 4 yards on the Tyndall run. So far on 5 carries, -4 rush yards for Sprague. Grants Pass doing a great job against the run, but 82 yards through the air early on for Sprague with 6:03 to go in this first quarter. If you're just joining us here, the Lithia Superstore game of the week, the Olympians blocked a punt through the end zone to get their safety. Pressure on Lavelle, incomplete over the middle, and now it's 3rd and long. It's actually the first incompletion thrown by Lavelle in this game. Not a lot he could do there. Really tough situation. The blitz dialed up by GP. Here we go. From near the right hash. This is where these pass rushers can tee off. Try and get to the quarterback. They got a screen set up. Makarenko trying to fight through a host of defenders. And he'll get to near midfield. At a 6-yard gain, but they needed 14. Makarenko's second catch. From 2 catches, 74 yards, and now it's 4th down. And we'll see the Sprague punt unit try and get one off cleanly, quickly, going to the right. That's Mason Splonsky who gets it away. Not a ton of distance on that. Wanted to get the job done as the official marches down the sideline. Where's he spotting it? Official kind of miscommunication here, trying to figure out where the ball should be. They're going to put it at about the 36-yard line for Grant's pass. Well, that blown up in the backfield, and they could never recover from that. Three passes last possession attempted by Grant's pass. So 3 and out before the block punt. Rosetta on the offense. The running back, Trayton Powers, better than 9 yards per carry this season. More than 1,000 yards and 11 touchdowns. Electric running back. And they go to him, but the defense is all over him. Another loss. That time a loss of 5 yards. Last reception by Powers, a loss of 5. That time a run for a loss of 5. And it's not really Powers' fault. I mean, there's just nothing there. This Sprague defense is keyed in on containing Powers at all costs, you can tell. This is one of those first quarters where both offenses are feeling each other out. So coaches, both great offensive minds, going to make their adjustments. 4:33 to go in the first. And a 2nd and 15. They'll go back to Powers, and he will scrap just back to the line of scrimmage. A no gain for Powers. Tell you what, the defensive line for both teams is really playing pretty dominant. Neither quarterbacks had a lot of time, and the running backs are not finding any space either. And this is where it can be scary for Sprague, for Grant's pass. The Olympians know this is a passing down, trying to get after the quarterback, Rosetta. Rosetta takes the snap, looking right, looking deep downfield, and it is incomplete. Intended for Hill, covered well. Coming in late there, that was Lutz. And another incompletion. Grant's pass will have to try and punt again. Last one was blocked. They'll see if they can get it away cleanly. Alejandro Leon comes out to boot it away to Beck Olson, the return man. But the main concern right now for Grant's pass and the coaching staff is making sure this doesn't get blocked. And they do get it away. And it's a pretty good punt. Takes an awkward bounce. Here comes Olson, cutting through, still on his feet, driving the legs at the 46. Terrific field position for Sprague. So a great opportunity here for the Olympians with their best field position of the game. 3:34 to go in the first. Homecoming here at Sprague High School. And the Olympians have a bye next week before just one game left after this. They'll play down the road in Eugene, season finale Halloween night at Sheldon to finish the season. If Sprague plays their cards right, it could be for a playoff spot. Should very much be in the Columbia Cup, but top 16 make the playoffs, and Sprague's at number 20 right now. Grant's pass is at number 13 with a 4-1 record. Here's a handoff up the middle. They've got a new running back in there. Short little gain of 3 yards. That's Giovanni Pierre Mike, the senior and the new running back who got his first tote. And one of the most successful runs of the day for Sprague on that one, those 3 yards. 3 minutes to go. Handoff to Pierre Mike, and he will get a yard. That's it. So 3rd and 6. And the defensive lines and the front sevens of both teams continuing to step up and stop the run. And a flag comes flying in. Again, another encroachment against Grants Pass. That's the second offsides against the Cavemen defense. And this is a big gift. 3rd and 1 opens up the playbook a lot now for A.J. Robinson and Sprague. Good news for Cavemen fans is they have stopped the run really well. Let's see how Sprague approaches this 3rd and 1. Lavelle claps, looks to the sideline. Make the adjustment. Still 4 wide receivers on this short yardage situation. They will throw. Lavelle, he wants to go deep with it, and it's incomplete. James Traylor in coverage, step for step with Makarenko, and it's 4th down. And they will go for it. Confidence here, a yard to go. They tried on that 3rd and 1 to catch GP sleeping with a pass. Tyndall is the running back, direct snap to him. He's going outside, big gain for Tyndall. Pushed out of bounds by Hill. Flag down though. A 19-yard gain, but a flag way back at the line of scrimmage. A hold against Sprague. Huge break for Grants Pass. With 2:04 to go in the first quarter. And now it looks like, yep, there goes the punt unit. A.J. Robinson and the Olympians will punt it away this time. That's the second Sprague penalty of this game. So even in that category, 2 apiece on these 2 squads. 4th and 11. Sprague will take a timeout. Maybe a little bit of confusion. They're going to make sure they're on the same page, and we will take a quick timeout as well. 2-0 and a 4th and 11 coming up next.
At Rogue Credit Union, we don't answer to shareholders. Instead, we return earnings back to our members. We know that we're stronger when we work together, and that's why we're invested here, living, giving, and supporting local. We're your friends and your neighbors. We know the needs of our communities. Being a part of Rogue means that our focus is on our members, and when you prosper, we prosper. See the credit union difference and how being a part of something smaller can have a bigger impact.
Bill's Glass covers the full spectrum of your glass needs and dreams. Having new windows installed by Bill's Glass dramatically update and improves the look of your home and helps reduce energy bills year-round. Let Bill's Glass show you what you've been missing. Bill's Glass, the largest glass company in Southern Oregon for your home and auto, as well as the trusted industry leader for over 50 years. Locally.
Apologies to Bill's Glass. Have to dump out of the break because Sprague is punting. Booted high in the air there by Splonsky, and the return for Grants Pass to the 34-yard line. It was corralled there by Brevik Hill, the second-team all-conference receiver last year as a sophomore. And GP will have another possession. Two possessions. 2 3-and-outs so far for Grants Pass. See if they get something going offensively. Neither team's been able to run the ball. There's one big play, a 68-yarder by Sprague, and a block punt. That's about it. Minute 55 to go in this third quarter. In this first quarter, I should say. There's a fumble. Rosetta, did he get on it? He did. Way back at the 25. A loss of 9 on a near disaster. A crucial recovery there. Sprague also had a fumble themselves as they ran the ball to the 1 yard line and fumbled through the end zone. But it resulted in a touchback. The difference was Grants Pass recovered theirs. But a tough situation here. It'll be 2nd and 19. And Rosetta takes the snap. He's got a lot of pressure coming. Screen out on the left side. Looking to boost up the sideline. And a short gain. That was Breivik Hill on the receiving end. Give him 3 yards. So far, Rosetta 2 of 5 through the air with -2 yards. And here's a 3rd and long. 3rd and about 15 here for the offense in what could be the final play of the quarter. 30 seconds to go in the first. Rosetta lobs it in the air, sideline, incomplete. Got to be a flag, and it is. Little underthrown to Trayton Powers, which worked out perfectly for the Cavemen. That'll be an automatic first down with 22 seconds left in the first quarter. Sometimes the toughest pass to defend is those underthrown deep balls. And that was a really tough situation for the Olympians defensive back, who was trying to make sure Powers didn't get by him for a touchdown. Turns out the ball was a bit underthrown, and he just pushed over Powers. Better than a long ball for a touchdown, I guess. But a big play nonetheless for Grants Pass and an automatic first down. So a holding calls back a Sprague 19-yard gain on 4th down on their possession. And now a pass interference. Also, no automatic first down. So my mistake at the high school level, you do not get an automatic first down. It's just 15 yards, and they're a yard short. 3rd and 1 with 22 seconds to go in the quarter. The clock is stopped after the penalty. Rosetta looking to the bench. Powers, the running back, to his right. Rosetta takes the snap, looking, middle, throws, and it's caught. Nice catch by Hill across midfield for the first down. A flag comes flying in after the play. The ball is spotted at the 46. So 11 yards on the completion, but let's check the flag now. So if this is an after the play penalty, it would still be a first down. Well, let's check. Obviously can't hear the official here, but let's see what he signals. Yep, after the play on sportsmanlike conduct against Grants Pass. It's a personal foul on the Cavemen. So they do get the first down with 15 seconds to go in the first quarter. But a costly penalty. Got to push them back. Fought for those 11 yards. Got it to Hill. Second catch for Hill. And they do give him a first down, but Grants Pass is still back at their own 39-yard line. So a bit of a slugfest here at Sprague. 2-0 our score with 15 seconds to go in the first quarter. Now they do run the clock, so we'll see if Grants Pass elects to run a play. They are lined up. Down to 8 seconds, 7. Here's a snap, toss, Powers. He's got some room. He is dangerous. Still on his feet. Trayton Powers. Flag comes in. I think this is a face mask as Powers got to the 42-yard line. That's 19 yards on the run. Perhaps an additional 15. Of course, it could be holding as well downfield. We'll check the penalty here. Best run of the day for Powers, who had 2 carries for minus 5 yards before that. Waiting on the signal. There it is. Face mask indeed against Sprague. That's the 4th penalty on Sprague of the first quarter for 45 yards. Grants Pass with 25 penalty yards. You can't end the quarter on a penalty, so it's still the first quarter here. That's why the teams haven't left the field yet. They're just huddling up. Grants Pass getting called back onto the field for the final play of the quarter. 0s on the clock, but a face mask pushing GP to the 27-yard line. One more play in this first quarter. Most explosive play of the day, 19 yards on that last run from Powers. Got him outside on a toss, and that worked beautifully. From the right hash. Rosetta takes the snap. Fake it to Powers. Looking right. That's a completion to an open man. Nate Bassett lowers the shoulder. Still on his feet. Inside the 10. Tough running from the senior Bassett. Mark him at the 9. 18 yards. And that is a heck of a way to end the first quarter. Grants Pass deep in the red zone when we come back for the second quarter from Sprague.
Diverse venues, we got them. Year-round sports access? You bet. Race cars, soccer, paragliding? Check, check, check. Medford has it covered as your sport ground, where the West Coast plays.
Okay, you know how people complain about how Dutch Bros workers are like too nice, too hyper, compliment you too much, whatever? Maybe you're not nice enough. Maybe you need to get a little Dutch Bros in you.
Discover the West Coast destination for those seeking more. More sunny days, more athletic facilities, more outdoor adventures, more to do during downtime. Medford is your sport ground, where the West Coast plays.
Here we go. Second quarter, Lithia Superstore game of the week. Sprague with a block punt through the end zone to get their 2 points. And now Grants Pass has a 1st and goal at the 9-yard line. Rosetta pitches right to Powers. That play didn't work. Last time they did that play, it worked really well for a 19-yard run. That time it's a loss of 3 yards. What a job this Sprague defense has done containing Trayton Powers. 4 carries for 11 yards thus far. $29 total yards in this game for Grants Pass. Been helped by some penalties. 94 total yards for Sprague, so both defenses have done a nice job. And on 2nd and 12, or 2nd and goal from the 12, Sprague will elect to take a timeout. Actually, I think, did Grants Pass take that timeout? No, it was Sprague. The scoreboard is incorrect. They have it as Grants Pass, but it was Sprague. So Sprague only has one timeout remaining now here in this first half. Today's game brought to you by the Southern Oregon Sports Commission's Know Your Role campaign, promoting respectful behavior youth sporting events, and by Hart Insurance, providing personal and business coverage in Grants Pass and Bedford. And before or after the game, a great time to visit Dutch Bros. Enjoy your favorite beverage. Dutch Bros supports the communities that support them. And for over 30 years, there's no better place after the game than Abby's Pizza. Make new memories at Abby's. Okay, so we're going to go with the scoreboard. We're going to say that there's 2 timeouts apiece and say Grants Pass took that timeout. I really thought I saw the official point to Sprague, but we'll go with it. See what happens. 2nd and goal for Grants Pass. Rosetta in the offense. Looking to punch it in. It's the deepest they've had the ball today. Motion from Bassett across the formation. A toss play to Powers, looking for a lane. There's nothing there. Bottled up in the backfield. Loses 3 more. Sprague defense is flying around here on homecoming. Oh, a 3rd and goal now, all the way back at the 15. 2 plays, they've lost 6 yards after the long run, or the long completion, 18 yards to Nate Bassett. Grants Pass has taken shots downfield. Haven't had a lot of success yet. 4 of 7 for 27 yards. Trying to get it into the end zone here. Rosetta looking right, throws middle, and flag down. Looking to go to Cameron Bowen, the intended wide receiver. And this would be a tough one to swallow for Sprague. They already have 45 penalty yards. No automatic first down, but it would be half the distance. That was tough. Kind of looked like a 50-50 ball. But they'll call a flag. They'll say pass interference. 3rd and goal now at the 7.5. So a bit more manageable, some more options in the playbook for Grants Pass. It's not a true desperation from 8 yards away. From the left hash, Rosetta. His receiver to the left is the dangerous James Traylor, the team's leading wide receiver, the sophomore. Got one-on-one coverage over there. He will look that way, but it's for Bassett, incomplete, over his head. And with 10:21 to go in the second, here comes the Grants Pass field goal unit. Interesting game. It's 2-0. Grants Pass a chance to take a 3-2 lead. It is October. Playoff baseball, right? They've got confidence in Alejandro Leon to make this field goal. From the left hash, it'll be a 25-yarder for the junior. Hold down, kick up, and it is no good. It was deflected. No return, touchback in the end zone. It's still 2-0. Sprague with a blocked punt for a safety, and now a blocked field goal to hang on to this 2-0 lead. Change of possession. We'll keep it here. They're about to take the field again. Wow, so a tough break. 25-yard field goal, no good. And here comes the Sprague offense. The most success they've had has been passing the ball. On the day, 88 pass yards, 4 of 6 through the air for the quarterback, Carter Lavelle. 10:13 to go in this second quarter. Lavelle will toss it left. Tyndall trying to get around the edge, and he's wrestled down. Just a gain of only 2 yards there for Tyndall. 5 carries for 4 yards. He has been really bottled up. In total, 8 carries for 2 yards running the football for Sprague so far. And as I mentioned, they do have 88 passing, but what a job by this Grants Pass defense. It's 2nd and 8 here. Lavelle rolls right. Got some options. Throws, and it's caught. Makarenko still on his feet. What a weapon. Bounding down the sideline, and he's out at the 25-yard line. Wow. That's 52 yards to Makarenko after a 68-yard catch earlier. That was a nice throw as well by Lavelle. Give him credit. And then Makarenko really did the hard part. I think the Grants Pass defensive back thought he had a line on it for a potential interception, but ended up giving up a big play. Back to the ground, only a yard for Tyndall. Wow, so Makarenko now 126 yards receiving on 3 catches. Last time after the big Makarenko catch, Lavelle ran the ball down to the 1-yard line and then fumbled through the end zone. He'll throw, incomplete, and it'll be 3rd and long now. Just trying to go to Julian Lutz there. 8:48 to go in the second quarter. What a game this has been. Last year was a classic comeback win for Sprague at Grants Pass, 41-40. There's something about these teams matching up. Produces great games. From the right hash for Lovell, the running back Tyndall to his right. Switches over to the left side. Lavelle was an honorable mention all-conference defensive back last year. Starting quarterback this year. Nothing doing, a loss of a yard on the completion out left. It's complete to Sterling, nowhere to go. And it's 4th and 10 now with 8:25 to go in the half. They got to get to the 16-yard line. And that big completion, what a job by this Grants Pass defense, holding strong. Big play here, though. Lavelle rolling right, a late handoff to Tyndall, trying to go back left, but he's tripped up. That's Nate Bassett. Loss of 5 and a turnover on downs. So it's still 2-0, and it's caveman football. Oh, what an interesting game this is. That's 2 Sprague turnovers now. You count the turnover on downs. 1 fumble, 1 turnover on downs, both in or near the red zone. Tough break for the Olympians. Give credit to this Grants Pass defense. Bend, but not breaking. 8:03 to go in the half, and they got the ball back at their own 30. Rosetta's the quarterback. Takes the snap. He'll go to Powers, trying to find a lane, and he's still on his feet. Oh, no, he fumbled. It's loose on the turf. I think Sprague got it. No signal. Maybe I didn't see the signal. It's Sprague football. Powers fighting for every yard, coughed it up. Tough break. It was a great run, too. He was able to scrap for 5 yards. So a turnover on downs into an immediate turnover. Sprague gets the ball back at the Caveman 35. Two receivers each side. Lavelle fakes, looking deep, middle of the field for Sterling. It is picked off. No, incomplete. No pick for Houston Eli. What a recovery there by Eli. He is such a good defensive back. He's made some great plays this year on one-on-one coverage. Remember back to the matchup with Will Lammett earlier this year, some of the best receivers in the state, and he went toe-to-toe and made some great plays, forced a couple turnovers in that game. Nearly got a pick there. There's Pierre Mike on the carry up the middle. Powerful run from him. That's 6 yards for Giovanni Pierre Mike. Howe on the tackle for Grants Pass. 7:30 to go in the half. It's a 2-0 Sprague lead over GP. 3rd and 4. That's an important run from Pierre Mike. Make this a manageable 3rd down. Rush yards have been tough to come by. They go back to the ground. There goes Tyndall. Touchdown. That's Paul Herb on the carry for the touchdown. His first touch goes all the way. 29-yard run for the score. And our first touchdown of this game for A.J. Robinson and Sprague. Trouble on the extra point. Nearly blocked. They're trying to make something out of it. A throw incomplete. And we stay at 8-0. 7:07 to go in the half. Here comes a flag. We'll sort out this flag. I'll let you know what happens. I think it was maybe an after the play penalty, as the officials discuss. We'll hit a break and come back next. 8-0 Sprague leads Grants Pass.
It's game time. And there's only one thing that makes it all possible. Refs.
We're looking for people like you.
Former athletes.
Parents.
Community members.
Anyone who can manage the game and stick with it.
But we need more heroes in stripes. People like you.
Join the team and keep sports alive.
Play ball.
Because no ref, no game.
Choose a company that best represents you and our local community.
Choose a company that focuses on relationships rather than transactions.
Choose a company that empowers their employees and provides growth opportunities from within.
Choose a company that shows compassion and rises to the occasion in times of need.
Call a John L. Scott broker today.
$8-0 the score on the John L. Scott scoreboard. Let's update the timeouts here. 1 timeout remaining for Sprague. They didn't take one now. They took one earlier. Just reflecting that on our John L. Scott scoreboard. It's the Lithia Superstore Game of the Week here at Sprague High School, where it is homecoming. Fresh off a Paul Herb touchdown for Sprague. That ball straddling the sideline. Good read by Grants Pass and Trayton Powers. It does indeed go out of bounds. So this should be some good field position for Grants Pass. Now put the ball up at the 35-yard line for Jordan Rosetta in this Grants Pass offense. Grants Pass with a fumble ending last possession. They have mustered 4 yards on the ground so far, 27 pass yards. Trying to get some more offense going, as suddenly, after it was 2-0 for a long time, they find themselves down a possession. 7:07 to go in this second quarter. Trayton Powers, the dynamic running back, 6 carries, 13 yards so far, and a fumble last possession. Here comes Traylor in motion. Rosetta will look for him, and he's got some space, trying to find a lane, and scraps for about 1.5 yards there to Traylor on the little completion. It's the first catch of the game, actually, for Traylor. The leading receiver this year with 552 yards coming into the game. Traylor averages 24 yards per catch, 6 touchdowns. Huge weapon. And the Sprague secondary has contained him well so far. Second and about 9. Rosetta will go deep for Hill again, lofted in the air, and then it's incomplete. So Rosetta now 5 of 10 for 29 yards and a 3rd and long again. He's tried that 3 or 4 times now, that out route, the kind of a flag route to the sideline towards Breivik Hill. Just haven't quite been able to connect. It's been covered well. It's been bracketed by the safety, trying to nestle it in there, but hasn't been able to connect quite yet. Be a good time to do so here on 3rd and long. 6:17 to go in the 3rd. Traylor in motion. Looking right, a screen over the head of Bassett, incomplete. Most successful pass of the day went to Bassett on a similar play. Couldn't connect. And the punt unit for Grants Pass takes the field again. Remember earlier, the punt blocked into the end zone for Sprague's safety. Those are their first points of this game. Low trouble on the snap. Leon running for his life. Somehow got rid of it downfield. And then it's retrieved at the 39. Ended up being a 2-yard punt. That was a nice play by Leon, actually, the punter. I don't think I've ever seen that. To have somebody running left and kick it with their right foot, and it actually does go downfield. It was incredible. Yes, it was a 3-yard punt in total, but instead of Sprague being inside the 20, now they'll be at the 39, pending a flag way back near where Leon was hit. Now, this might end up being a roughing the kicker. It was such a mad scramble. As a defender, you kind of feel like, okay, Leon's going to run. I'm just going to tackle him. And then he suddenly punts, and I didn't get a great look at it. See exactly how the hit went down, but let's see the penalty. It's a big call here on 4th and 9. Running into the kicker. So it's not a roughing, it's running into. So 5-yard penalty. The Sprague fans do not like the call. 58 penalty yards for Sprague, and this opens the door now. It's 4th and 4. Grants Pass, the 41, the option to go for it, but they'll keep the punt unit out there. It's been an adventure today trying to punt the football. 6:06 to go in this first half. They got a rep last time, didn't go great. Let's see if they can shore it up here. The snap to Leon is clean, and the punt is excellent. Big time, sending Olsen back. This one bounces, rolls all the way to the end zone. That is a 59-yard bomb from Alejandro Leon. Right after the greatest 3-yard punt you'll ever see. He smacks one 59 yards. Touchback. But he was pretty excited, and you understand why. He should be. Sprague ball back at their own 20 with 5:53 to go. Through it all, Grants Pass down a possession. Road Credit Union is your partner in your financial journey. Proud to partner with Table Rock Sports every year to bring you coverage of your favorite teams as well. And a thank you to Avista Utilities in Southern Oregon for over 15 years in support of our local sports coverage. And the Sprague offense led by the quarterback Carter Lavelle and the receiver Max Makarenko. They're going to him again, downfield. Of course, he caught it. This guy's special. What a wide receiver. 26 yards. An incredible game. As they try and tally up the numbers here. That's 132 receiving yards in the first half for Makarenko on 4 catches. He hasn't gotten in the end zone yet. That's all that he's missing. Oh, and by the way, he blocked a punt earlier that went through the end zone for the safety. Man, what a game. Handoff up the middle and a nice run. A little bit of room there for, that was Tyndall. 7 yards. And his best run of the day there for Isaac Tyndall. Sprague advancing past midfield to the GP 47. And a run goes for a short gain that time. They go up the middle to Tyndall again, only a yard. So here's a really important now, 3rd and short. This Grants Pass defense throughout this half, when Sprague gets over midfield in the red zone, the Caveman defense has stepped up and come up with pretty consistent stops. And Caveman, not a lot of production offensively so far in this game. This GP defense is keeping them in it. Down a possession. Here's the 3rd and short. Lavelle rolling, running right side, and he's got the first down. Just enough. Shoved out at the 41-yard line. And a 5-yard gain and a first down. $165 yards passing for Lavelle, 18 rushing in this first half. 4:17 to go in the first half. Clock stopped as Lavelle stepped out of bounds on that run. Looking to throw. He'll throw at the line of scrimmage to Tyndall, advancing upfield. And he's got a short gain. Give him 3 yards. Second and 7 now. Sprague perhaps could have more. It went down to the 1-yard line, fumbled through the end zone earlier. There's Tyndall, nice tackle in the open field. The final player there, James Traylor. If he doesn't make that tackle, Tyndall is probably still running. 4-yard gain for Tyndall. What a job they've done containing Tyndall. 10 carries for 12 yards in this game. In total, only 40 rush yards for Sprague. Actually make that 69 rush yards. Here's a throw over the middle, too high. Trying to gun it into traffic there. Lavelle was looking for Olsen, incomplete. And it'll be 4th and short. And here we go. Again, Grants Pass. Just feels like they don't have a lot of momentum, but they're down on possession, and they got a chance to get a stop here. Still 3:09 to go in this first half. Sprague has more than 200 yards of offense compared to about 50 for Grants Pass. But the Cavemen can completely change the tide right here. Timeout, Olympians. And that is their final timeout. We'll take a quick one as well.
Combining your home and auto insurance could save you time and money. And who doesn't like that? Want surprisingly great rates on auto, home, and life? Now's the time to call State Farm agent Rory Wold in Medford.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
This has been my profession for 30 plus years now. I really love my work. We try to source as many ingredients as we can, as local as possible, like local fruits and vegetables. We have a menu like you would find in any nice restaurant. We don't make it until you order it, so everything will be coming out fresh. We do have wonderful desserts here as well. Every day you have 5 or 6 options as far as a fresh dessert go. People are bringing their friends and family and wanting to show off what we have here to offer.
Come take a tour of Twin Creeks and meet our award-winning.
Here we go. 4th and 3 for Sprague at the Grants Pass 34. 3:09 to go in the half. Lavelle looking, throwing downfield. It is caught. Tyndall's got it. Crucial catch at the 6-yard line. "28 yards, and they needed it. Man, what a play by Tyndall. Pretty good coverage there by Parker Howe. But Tyndall made the catch, and it's 1st and goal now with 2:48 to go. And Grants Pass will take a timeout. They want to make sure they have as much time as possible when they get the football back. Thank you to Sherm's Thunderbird and Food for Less in Southern Oregon for 30 years of sponsorship with Table Rock Sports. Great community partners. If you shop at Sherm's, they will save you money. Chris Clayton and Mike Strickland here with you at Sprague High School. This is the Lithia Superstore Game of the Week from Table Rock Sports Productions. Still ahead, we have our Medford Parks and Recreation halftime report, an update on fall activities. Go to playmedford.com for the latest recreation guide. All the sports leagues, classes, and special events await you. Go to playmedford.com to learn more. So the Olympians have now amassed nearly 200 yards passing. They have about 70 rushing. Those type of yards, I mean, you would expect them to be maybe up at 20 points, but they're limited to 8 so far. Oh, a personal foul has been called against Sprague. Another penalty in the Olympians. That's 15 yards. The ball's moved back to the 21 where it's 1st and goal. That is 73 penalty yards on Sprague in this first half. That explains part of why they don't have more points than they do, despite all the yards they've put up. Opening the door for Grants Pass. Trying to get a late stop here in the first half and then maybe get the ball back with their dynamic quarterback and offensive attack. Lavelle, he wants to throw. He's got a pocket. Throwing for the end zone and incomplete. No flag. Thought I saw a little bit of grabbing there. Flag doesn't come in. The intended wide receiver was Gabe Plowhead. Actually, I think that was Beck Olson he was looking for. 2nd and goal at the 21. They'll go to the ground. A run play to Paul Erb. Gain of 3, and here comes a flag. 2:37 left. And still 2 timeouts, by the way, for Grants Pass. It's a hold Man, another Olympians penalty. 8 Sprague penalties for 83 yards in this first half. Actually, that one's declined. So, technically not the 8th penalty, as that one is declined. But still, instead of it being the 18, it's the 21-yard line. So Grants Pass still trusts their defense to get the stop here, 3rd and goal to 21. 5 wide. You'd expect Lavelle to drop back here and probably try for Makarenko, his star wide receiver. Actually, it's a draw play. Trying for the run, and he's out of bounds inside the 15. Markham at the 13. That's about an 8-yard run there for Lavelle. And that's a smart play because that was probably with the thinking that Sprague is going to go for it anyway. Not a lot of confidence in their field goal kicking unit from 30 yards out. So they're going to go for it at the 13. The clock is stopped at 2:27 after Lavelle went out of bounds. From the right hash. Here's where maybe they go to Makarenko on the near side of your screen. He looks that way. Couple players there. Now lobs it to him in. Dropped. Incomplete. Nearly intercepted by Traylor. Thankfully, it didn't pop through his hands to Sprague. But an incompletion and a turnover on downs. The GP defense holds strong again. 2:21 to go and 2 timeouts for Grants Pass as well. The door is open. Grants Pass offense that came in averaging 33 a game, one of the best offenses in the conference, even in the state. Haven't got anything going yet. What a time to get it going right here. Trayton Powers, tough running, still driving those legs, and another flag comes in. About a 5-yard run, but let's check the flag. A personal foul, face mask. So there is penalty number 8 against Sprague. That's 15 more. 8 penalties for 88 yards and a first down for Grants Pass with 2:13 to go in the half. Sprague has more penalty yards than Grants Pass has total yards. GP has 33 total yards. Looking for more. Go to Powers. Nice spin. Trayton Powers fighting for a gain of 8 yards. Give him 8 carries for 26 yards now, and with 1:43 and counting, Grants Pass working with a little bit of pace. They go to Powers again, bottled up in the backfield. That's a big loss. 5 yards. Thrown down by Emmett Hunsaker, the junior. And on 3rd and about 7, when 1:25 to go, Grants Pass will take a timeout. We'll keep it here as this will be an important play coming up next. You know, for Matt Kennedy and Grants Pass, yes, you want to get some points, you want to be aggressive, but part of the conversation with his quarterback especially, you also don't want to gift Sprague and give them a turnover. I mean, this is one of those just slugfest, low-scoring games. If you give away points and give away field position, I mean, that could be the difference. So as much as you'd like to be aggressive, pick up some first downs, got to be careful too, which Rosetta has done such a stellar job of throughout his career. He's only a junior, but he is very experienced, a starter last year as well. He's got a talented group of receivers that are eager to get into space here today. This Sprague pass rush and secondary, just as they did last week in the narrow loss to South Bedford, has been terrific. keeping the Olympians alive. And in this case, keeping them with the lead. Rosetta, he's got time. Looks, throws, hit as he got rid of that one, and it's incomplete. Clock stops at 1:21. Fourth and 7. And Alejandro Leon and the punt unit take the field. So Sprague has no timeouts. It's certainly going to affect their approach to the next drive. But you also need to consider the punt here. One was blocked the end zone for safety, and then another was a low snap that Leon had to desperately get rid of before he was ran into on a penalty. This one's clean. Leon gets rid of it. A little bit short, kind of off the side of his foot, takes a bounce, and here we go. Olsen on the return. GP going for the strip. Olsen able to hang on to it at the 41-yard line. Houston Eli, who's a turnover-forcing machine, tried to reach in there and wrestle it away. Not able to do so. So with 1:09 to go in the half, great opportunity here for Sprague. It's an important game for Grants Pass. They went 2-8 a couple years ago. The Cavemen jumping to 6-5 last year. 4-2 so far. In a position to make the playoffs. Need to finish strong. They have Sheldon and West Salem to end the season. But right now down 8-0 late in the first half. First and 10 for Sprague, looking to add more to their lead. Lavelle throws on a screen, middle of the field to Tyndall. Dragged down. 11 yards. The tackle made by Elijah Hernandez. Sprague hurrying. Lavelle rolling right, lobbing, out of bounds. He threw it away with 49 seconds left in the half. It'll be 2nd and 10. ...207 pass yards here this half for the quarterback Carter Lavelle. 140 of those to one receiver, Max Makarenko, and they'll throw at the line of scrimmage. And it is Tyndall trying to fight forward. He only got a yard. 42 seconds. Clock remains running here. Sprague has no timeouts. It's 3rd and 9. Down to 30 seconds. Sprague hurrying here. Trying to get the play off. And they do. Throwing left. Incomplete. 21 seconds. And it is 4th and 9 with 21.2 to go in the first half. So Sprague will bring the punt unit out. They don't want to give the ball to Grants Pass at midfield and allow them to, with a timeout, to get a couple of miraculous completions or penalties. So the punter is Mason Splonsky. He'll go back and stand at his own 43. Grants Pass is not sold. They're kind of in a safe mode here. They don't want to see a fake. Ball bounces and takes a great Sprague roll. Still going. Down to the 7. Sprague will just let it sit there and run time off the clock. 8.6 to go. Terrific punt. That is a 38-yard punt with no return to the 7-yard line by Splonsky. And Grants Pass obviously not even going after it helped the roll. Worked out well. GP with no Sprague timeouts will just, I mean, you would think, just come out, take a knee, and go to halftime. We'll have our Medford Parks and Recreation halftime show coming up soon. Man, it's been a fight. Sprague starting out with a safety on a block punt to take a 2-0 lead. And then Paul Herb with a 29-yard rushing touchdown for Sprague. And then a failed extra point is how we got to 8-0. All right, they work out the miscommunication there. There's the knee, and it's halftime at Sprague High School. The score, Sprague 8, Grants Pass 0. These teams fighting to get in the top 16 and make the playoffs, and it has been a fight so far. What a game. It's the Olympians' defense that's really been the star of the show so far, and the Grants Pass defense has some timely stops in its own right. It's halftime we go. Medford brought to you by Medford Parks and Recreation. We'll have that coming up next from Table Rock Sports.
For over 50 years, each day has started with a smile, a helping hand, and a promise to be there when you need us most. Delivering on that promise are our hard-working, dedicated employees. At Sherms, we're proud to be an essential part of our community and look forward to keeping our selection, quality, and value where our customers deserve for many years to come. Sherms Food for Less and Thunderbird Market.
It takes meticulous planning, continuous monitoring, and forward thinking to deliver the perfect 3-egg omelet.
Discover the Crater Advantage at Crater Car Wash today. Scan the QR code and sign up for your free $18 wash. Crater Car Wash. Clean. Dry. Fast.
What is a getaway? Is it leaving the familiar behind? Or discovering a place that feeds your hunger? Where passion sings, food is a culture, and every performance demands an encore. So let the journey be your destination. Then feast your eyes and nourish your soul in Southern Oregon. Your reservation starts when you travel Medford.
Discover the Crater Advantage at Crater Car Wash today. Scan the QR code and sign up for your free $18 wash. Crater Car Wash. Clean. Dry. Fast.
Sports are in trouble, and officials are in extreme demand.
So we're looking for people like you.
Former athletes,
parents, and community members.
what it takes is attention to detail.
A positive attitude and respect for the game.
Anyone who can manage the game and stick with it.
Because the hard truth is,
no ref, no game. Play ball.
Enjoy Abby's Pizza at your place. Close your eyes and you can taste old-fashioned values, classic pizza parlor decor, and generations of tradition. Recreate that magic. Open your eyes and head to abbys.com. With pickup and delivery options, no matter where you dine, Abby's just tastes better.
When you work with Hart Insurance Agency, you'll experience the quality service and attention to detail that you'll only find with an independent insurance agency. Hart Insurance Agency was founded in 1947 and is one of the largest independent, locally owned agencies in Southern Oregon, with offices in Grants Pass and Medford. Their experienced team of agents have the knowledge to design, place, and to manage your personal and business insurance plans. Find out more. Visit hartinsurance.com.
Here's a good-looking pizza, guaranteed to bring some smiles. And right now, it's on sale, so it's good for your wallet too. This giant is loaded with toppings and can feed up to 6 people. Order at abbys.com. Give us a call or just drop by. Only at Abby's Legendary Pizza.
Back at Sprague High School, this is the Medford Parks and Recreation halftime show here on our Lithia Superstore game of the week. Our score, 8-0, Sprague leads Grants Pass. Big battle here, two teams vying for positioning in conference play and also battling for position in the OSAA rankings to try and be a playoff team at the end of the season. Medford is your sport ground where the West Coast comes to play. Visit travelmedford.org/sports to learn more about the mini tournament venues, outdoor opportunities, and the event calendar to find out what's going on. Some numbers from the first half so far, about 15 minutes till we start the second half. 208 pass yards for Sprague, 48 yards rushing. Through the air, the quarterback, Carter Lavelle, 11 of 19 for 208 yards in this game. So that is in total 256 yards of offense for Sprague with 8 points to show for it. 2 of those came on a block punt safety. So the offense has produced 6 points despite all the yards. Part of that is the penalty numbers. 88 penalty yards against Sprague in this game. 2 turnovers on down and 1 turnover. That's the numbers for Sprague. For Grants Pass, pretty grim offensively. For this incredible high-powered offense, Grants Pass with only 41 total yards, 12 rushing, 29 passing. They're 5 of 12 through the air in this game. Jordan Rosetta, the quarterback, 5 of 12 for 29 yards. 3 first downs total, and a lost fumble as well for Grants Pass. So that's been the issue so far for Grants Pass, moving the football. The defense has stepped up and come up with timely stops and forced turnovers. Let's see if the Cavemen offense under first-year head coach Matt Kennedy can make those adjustments, come back in the second half, and get these dynamic wide receivers and passing attack in particular going. This is the Medford Parks and Recreation halftime show, and it continues in a few minutes here from Table Rock Sports. 8-0, Sprague leads Grants Pass.
The Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram of Medford Superstore wants to buy your vehicle. So we'll beat any other dealer's offer to buy your vehicle by $500. And if we don't buy your vehicle, we'll fill up your gas tank. Only at Lithia Dodge.
Luxurious Karastan flooring. The flooring you need to live beautifully. It's time to enjoy savings with style during the National Karastan Month Journey into Savings event. Get a free Karastep carpet cushion and capture the lowest prices of the season with every purchase. And ask about special zero-interest financing during National Karastan Month, exclusively at both Lippert's Carpet One locations, Medford and Grants Pass.
The Lithia Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram of Medford Superstore wants to buy your vehicle. So we'll beat any other dealer's offer to buy your vehicle by $500. And if we don't buy your vehicle, we'll fill up your gas tank. Only at Lithia Dodge. Lithia Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram of Medford Superstore wants to buy your vehicle. So we'll beat any other dealer's offer to buy your vehicle by $500. And if we don't buy your vehicle, we'll fill up your gas tank. Only at Lithia Dodge.
Whether it's game day or a family get-together, Sherm's has the quality products and prices that will make you cheer. Sherm's Thunderbird Market, Medford's original discount grocery store.
You want diverse venues? We got them. Year-round sports access? You bet. Race cars, soccer, paragliding? Check, check, check. Medford has it covered as your sport ground, where the West Coast plays.
The Lithia Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram of Medford Superstore wants to buy your vehicle. So we'll beat any other dealer's offer to buy your vehicle by $500. And if we don't buy your vehicle, we'll fill up your gas tank. Only at Lithia Dodge.
At Rogue Credit Union, we don't answer to shareholders. Instead, we return earnings back to our members. We know that we're stronger when we work together, and that's why we're invested here, living, giving, and supporting local. We're your friends and your neighbors. We know the needs of our communities. Being a part of Rogue means that our focus is on our members, and when you prosper, we prosper. See the credit union difference and how being a part of something smaller can have a bigger impact.
Bill's Glass covers the full spectrum of your glass needs and dreams. Having new windows installed by Bill's Glass dramatically update and improves the look of your home and helps reduce energy bills year-round. Let Bill's Glass show you what you've been missing. Bill's Glass, the largest glass company in Southern Oregon for your home and auto, as well as the trusted industry leader for over 50 years. Locally owned, family run, Bill's Glass in Ashland, Medford, and Grants Pass.
Ladies and gentlemen, make some noise one more time for the Sprague Olympian Marching Band. The man in guard programs at Sprague High School have been fortunate to enjoy many levels of success. The program strives to instill music, dance, and life skills throughout all ensembles and activities.
Performance there from the Sprague High Marching Band. So the Superstore Game of the Week and our Medford Parks and Recreation halftime show. 8-0. Sprague leads Grants Pass. The Olympians came into this game 3-4 overall, 3-3 in conference play. Grants Pass coming in 4-2, 4-1 in South Central Football Conference play. And it's the Olympians with the lead right now. And it started early. Sprague able to march down to the 1 and fumbled through the end zone. So suddenly a touchback. Grants Pass got the ball in the first quarter in a scoreless game. 3 and out, forced a punt, and it was rejected. A block by Max Makarenko and through the end zone for a safety. So Makarenko with really an incredible first half. The wide receiver has 152 receiving yards. 4 catches, 152 yards for Max Makarenko, and a block punt for a safety. So it's 2-0 at that point after the block punt, though. And then kind of just went back and forth with punts, a turnover on downs, a couple fumbles. And then Sprague got the ball at the Grants Pass 29 in a 3rd down and ran it for a touchdown. It was Paul Herb, the junior, that ran 29 yards for the score to put the Olympians up 8-0. Grants Pass not able to muster a lot, struggling offensively, which is very rare to say for this Grants Pass team. They only have 41 total yards in this game, 29 passing and 12 rushing. Comparatively, Sprague has 256 yards, 208 passing and 48 rushing. So the good news, it's a one-possession game. The Cavemen can start to produce and just get a few first downs. They only have 3 so far. It's a completely different game. I think that the message for Matt Kennedy and the coaching staff is probably, we haven't done a lot that well offensively. If we can start to string together a drive or two, this game is very winnable still after a half that was just a little bit of a struggle in the first half. So a lot to look forward to in the second half ahead. Medford Parks and Recreation halftime show continues next. Sprague leading Grants Pass 8-0 here from Table Rock Sports.
Diverse venues, we got them. Year-round sports access? You bet. Race cars, soccer, paragliding? Check, check, check. Medford has it covered as your sport ground, where the West Coast plays.
Okay, you know how people complain about how Dutch Bros workers are like too nice, too hyper, compliment you too much, whatever? Maybe you're not nice enough. Maybe you need to get a little Dutch Bro dignity.
Discover the West Coast destination for those seeking more. More sunny days, more athletic facilities, more outdoor adventures, more to do during downtime. Medford is your sport ground, where the West Coast plays.
It's game time. And there's only one thing that makes it all possible. Refs.
We're looking for people like you.
Former athletes.
Parents. Community members.
Anyone who can manage the game and stick with it.
But we need more heroes in stripes. People like you.
Join the team and keep sports alive.
Play ball.
Because no ref, no game.
Choose a company that best represents you and our local community.
Choose a company that focuses on relationships rather than transactions.
Choose a company that empowers their employees and provides growth opportunities from within.
Choose a company that shows compassion and rises to the occasion in times of need.
Call a John L. Scott broker today.
Combining your home and auto insurance could save you time and money. And who doesn't like that? Want surprisingly great rates on auto, home, and life? Now's the time to call State Farm agent Rory Wold in Medford.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
This has been my profession for 30 plus years now. I really love my work. We try to source as many ingredients as we can, as local as possible, like local fruits and vegetables. We have a menu like you would find in any nice restaurant. We don't make it until you order it, so everything will be coming out fresh. We do have wonderful desserts here as well. Every day you have 5 or 6 options as far as the fresh dessert go. People are bringing their friends and family and wanting to show off what we have here to offer.
Come take a tour of Twin Creeks and meet our award-winning
Wrapping up the Medford Parks and Recreation halftime show. Sprague 8, Grants Pass nothing here on the Lithia Superstore Game of the Week from Table Rock Sports. Happy to have you along with us. I'm Chris Clayton with Mike Strickland as the Cavemen are just scratching, fighting, clawing, trying to find some offense. 41 total yards compared to 256 for Sprague. If I just told you that stat, and you didn't have the John L. Scott scoreboard in front of you, you would assume this is a blowout. It is not. It is a one-possession game. GP is right there. And you know Matt Kennedy, a terrific offensive mind as the head coach, and along with his coaching staff, are going to make adjustments. They're going to figure some things out. Let's see if Grants Pass can get the job done here in the second half, down 8 points. It is homecoming here, so a little bit of an extended pregame and halftime presentation. It's a great crowd on hand to take in what is Sprague's final home game of the year. They have a bye next week, and then they finish the season in a finale at Sheldon. on Halloween night. Grants Pass still 2 regular season games ahead. They'll host Sheldon and then play at West Salem. This one means a lot. Grants Pass is 4-1 in conference play, right there in second place. Sprague is 3-3 in the conference. The Cavemen are 13th in the OSAA rankings, so they're in playoff position right now. Sprague is at number 20, in position to make the Columbia Cup, but kind of on the outside of the bubble. Got to be in the top 16 to make the state playoffs. A win here would go a long way for Sprague and for Grants Pass, of course, as well, teetering. A lot on the line here as we go into the second half. And it will be Grants Pass football down a possession. Daniel Makarenko is the kicker. Kind of a squib kick. Houston Eli's got it. No, actually, that is Weston Berg on the return. It's a good one. All the way up to the 38-yard line. Bottom of the 39 for Grants Pass in the opening possession of the third quarter. I'm interested to see if the passing game can get going for Grants Pass. 5 of 12 for 29 yards. But the run game, too. Trayton Powers coming in averaging better than 9 yards per carry and has more than 1,000 yards in the season. In this game, 9 carries for 21 yards. Credit the Sprague defense, man. They have been stingy. First play of the third quarter. Here we go. Rosetta will toss it to Powers. Looking for a hole. Lowers the shoulder and solid little gain. That's 3 yards for Trayton Powers. It was a toss play earlier that was Powers' most successful run of the day for 19 yards. So they try to go back outside and get 3 out of it. A quarter of their rushing total from the first half. They lost 9 on one play, to be fair, on a fumble on a snap. 2nd and 7. Rosetta looks right, throws. Caught. That's Brevik Hill. Nice move. He's still going. Here goes Hill. Sideswiping defenders, spinning, and tackled at the 21. Big time gain. 37 yards of the completion to Brevik Hill. Officially 35 yards. That surpasses the passing total from the first half of 29 yards on one big play. That is big time. And they go back to the ground. Trayton Powers gets about 4 yards to the 19. Three catches for 49 yards now for Brevik Hill. Good to see a connection with Hill. There was I think 4 long balls, lobbed passes downfield where Rosetta was not able to connect with Hill. They go back to the air to the end zone, and it's placed in there beautifully for the touchdown to James Traylor. Absolute dime by Rosetta. A struggle of a first half, and GP comes out with a banger of a drive to potentially tie the game. What a year for the sophomore Traylor. That's his 7th receiving touchdown. That one from 19 yards away. Wow. Here we go. 10:24 to go in the third. 2-point conversion to tie this game up. Traylor comes in motion. Looking that way, Rosetta lobs it to him. Another beautiful toss, and Traylor's got it. We're tied. What a drive for Grants Pass. Took just over 90 seconds. They march it 61 yards and get the 2. Tie game in Salem.
For over 50 years, lives, each day has started with a smile, a helping hand, and a promise to be there when you need us most. Delivering on that promise are our hard-working, dedicated employees. At Sherms, we're proud to be an essential part of our community and look forward to keeping our selection, quality, and value where our customers deserve for many years to come. Sherms Food for Less and Thunderbird Market.
It takes meticulous planning, continuous monitoring, and forward thinking to deliver the perfect 3-egg omelet.
So 41 yards the entire first half for Grants Pass. 61 yards in 96 seconds to start the third quarter. What a turnaround. And it's 8-all. Now the pendulum shifts over to Sprague to try and respond. That's Sterling. Maximilian Sterling returning it out to the 30-yard line. Now the Olympians put up 256 yards of offense in that first half with 8 points to show for it. If they could just finish drives a little stronger, this game would be in a different position. So we'll see if they just stick to what they've been doing effectively, which is downfield balls to Max Makarenko. 4 catches for 152 yards. Found some success with Tyndall running the ball late in the first half too. And they'll go to the ground. That looks like Pierre Mike on the carry. 6 yards. Yep, that was Giovanni. Pierre Mike for 6 yards. And PA announcer and I made the same mistake. That was Tyndall actually on the carry. So 11 carries for 18 yards now for Isaac Tyndall. And it's 2nd and 4. And the running back is Tyndall to the right of Carter Lavelle, the quarterback for Sprague. That's Paul Herb on the carry. And Herb's got a short gain just shy of the first down marker. 2 yards for Herb, who had the 29-yard touchdown in the first half. And it's 3rd and 1. 9:22 and counting left in this third quarter. Four wide with the ball in the right hash. Go to the ground, Herb, and he's got the first down and more. Still running. Tough run to the 44. 17 yards for Herb, and he's been the best back today for Sprague. 3 carries for 48 yards. And a big one there on 3rd and short for the first down. Nice response by Sprague. Marching to the GP 44. They will go back to the ground. And nowhere to go for Herb. Give him a yard. Clock at 8:33 left in the third quarter. Here's the 2nd and 9. 3 receivers to the left. Watch for Makarenko, the receiver, on the near side. Maybe next play. This looks like another offside. That's the 3rd time against Grants Pass. That time it was Deshaun Stinson, the junior. 5 more yards gifted to Sprague. Both teams have struggled with penalties in this game. Not as much Grants Pass. It's really just been the offsides in particular that GP has struggled with. 30 penalty yards, 4 infractions against Grants Pass, 8 penalties for 88 yards on Sprague. So it's 2nd and 4 now, 8:12 to go in the third. Lavelle wants to throw, looking right. He wants Makarenko. He's got him inside the 10, dragged down by Traylor. Down inside the 10, 31-yard gain to the 7. That's 5 catches for 183 yards for Max Makarenko, the senior. One of the best receivers in the state, and you can see why. Incredible. "12 of 20 through the air now. Lavelle is, and here's a run on the right side. That's Paul Erb scrapping down to the 5-yard line for 5 yards. So a chance for Sprague to answer back. Welcome back to Lippert's Carpet 1 of Medford and Grants Pass. State Farm, Rory Wold of Medford, and Crater Car Wash of the Rogue Valley. Thanks for partnering with Table Rock Sports again here in 2025. 3 great additions to the sponsor roster. 7:09 to go in the third. Sprague at the 2. Snap it to Erb. Stone at the line of scrimmage. Nowhere to go. And a big 3rd and short coming up now. I think he lost a yard, actually. Blown up in the backfield. Parker Howe, one of the players to send that run back. But it was really just kind of a group effort for the Grants Pass defensive front. 6:41 left in the third. In an 8-all game. Last year's game went down to the wire. At GP, it went to 41-40. We've got another close one here in 2025. Sprague shifting the formation. Tyndall is the running back. Lavelle wants to throw. Rolling, stopping, looking way back to the left. Now he wants to run. Defenders all over him. Lobs it into traffic. Oh, it's caught! Tyndall, touchdown. Incredible. What a play by the quarterback. The senior Lavelle kept it alive as long as he could, and it paid off. Wow. A spectacular 3-yard touchdown. And the big receiving day for Tyndall continues. 6 catches, 46 yards, and a touchdown now. Extra point is no good. That's big. 6:14 to go in the third. Grants Pass has got a big opportunity now coming up next drive. John L. Scott scoreboard, Sprague 14, Grants Pass 8 in this South Central Conference battle.
Discover the Crater Advantage at Crater Car Wash today. Scan the QR code and sign up for your free $18 wash. Crater Car Wash. Clean. Dry. Fast.
What is a getaway? Is it leaving the familiar behind? Or discovering a place that feeds your hunger? Where passion sings, food is a culture, and every performance demands an encore. So let the journey be your destination. Then feast your eyes and nourish your soul in Southern Oregon. Your reservation starts when you travel Medford.
Discover the Crater Advantage at Crater Car Wash today. Scan the QR code and sign up for your free $18 wash. Crater Car Wash. Clean. Dry. Fast.
Back just in time for the kickoff. So Grants Pass marches down in their opening drive of the half for a touchdown. Sprague gets the ball back and does the same. They're in and bounce back with a 14-8 lead. That one stopped right at the goal line. Powers had to pick it up, and that worked beautifully for the Olympians. Down at the 7. Nice kick by Daniel Makarenko. And again, Powers had to pick it up because the ball stopped at essentially the 1-inch line. Rather than let the ball just sit there and let Sprague pick it up for a touchdown. Powers decided he needed to pick it up, and I think he did the right thing. It might have slightly rolled in the end zone, but you can't take that risk. Got to make sure you get it out. Don't want to give up a touchdown. So GP will have to start at their own 8. Last drive, they were firing on all cylinders. Went 61 yards in 96 seconds, a blink of an eye. Big completion of 35 yards to Brevik Hill last drive. He goes in motion. And Rosetta will throw again. A screen set up. That's Hill, and he lost a yard. Nowhere to go. It looked like Sprague was ready for that. So the ball goes back to the 6-yard line. Lost it closer to 2 yards on the play. 5:44 to go in the third. This team's combining already for 14 points in this second half. Halfway through this quarter after an 8-point total first half and an 8.80 Olympians lead. Tough situation here. Rosetta give it up to Powers, looking for a lane, and there goes Powers, leaping to the 28. Flag down. Not allowed to hurdle defenders. So that'll be a flag on Trayton Powers and a big collision between two Sprague players. That is for player safety of the ball carrier usually in high school, not allowing you to leap over and hurdle defenders. And then unfortunately 2 Sprague players were banged up on the play. One of those is Malachi Abele. Not sure who the other player down is for Sprague. We'll try and get you a number on that. Unfortunate for Grants Pass in terms of the penalty. It was about a 22-yard run. That is Max Makarenko that is down. 183 receiving yards, a blocked punt in this game. One of the best players in the state. And in a lot of pain, trying to walk it off, but obviously grimacing and talking to the trainer. I hate to see that. The senior playing his heart out here on homecoming. So it's a personal foul that'll go back to the 12. So it's after the play. They gave him where he gained to, which is the 27, and then went back half the distance from there. So it'd be, the 24, half the distance back to the 12. So ultimately a gain of about 6 yards on the run after the penalty. So that technically goes down as a run still of 18 yards just after the play penalty. Second down, Rosetta looking, rolling, got some options. He'll run. Here he goes with some blocks. Jordan Rosetta, big gain across the 30. That's 20 yards for Rosetta on the scamper. .443 to go in the third. Sprague with a 14-8 lead. Last drive went 61 yards at a minute and a half for Grants Pass. This drive started at their own 8. Looking to get something going here. They go to Powers, lowering the shoulder. 4 yards for Powers. Give Trayton Powers now 13 carries for 50 yards, starting to come alive. It's not his normal 9.3 yards per carry, but all it takes is one big run to increase that average. He's one broken tackle away at any given moment. Rosetta throws to Hill. Dangerous, but it was just high enough. Paul Erb almost stepped up and picked that one off, but it's a completion of 8 yards and a first down for Grants Pass. Brevik Hill, such a reliable wide receiver now. 5 catches for 56 yards in this game. He had the 35-yard catch in this half. Very popular target, 3 catches in the second half, and had 5 targets in the first half. Deep ball looking for Trailer. He's all alone, too far out in front. If he can stay in bounds, that's a touchdown. He beat Carter Wynn in coverage. Rosetta couldn't put it on him. Tough break. Rosetta now 10 of 17 in this game. He has 90 yards passing. It could have been about 55 more there if he puts that one on the money. But the drive continues. It's only 2nd and 10, and they go to the ground with Powers dragged down right at the line of scrimmage. Nice play by Lucas Allen. Give it a yard. Powers able to stretch the ball out, and that's it. 3rd and 9 now. 3:39 to go in the third quarter. Big 3rd down here. Grants Pass, ever since the early punting struggles, they found some really nice punts lately. So if they have to, they can try and pin Sprague deep. See if they can convert the 3rd down. On a low snap, blitz coming. Rosetta got rid of it. Oh, one-handed catch. Trailer still going. Oh, touchdown. Are you kidding? Incredible 54-yard score. Trailer with a highlight. Oh, wow. Rosetta under pressure, gunned it over the middle. Trailer nabbed it out of the sky with one hand and took it the distance to tie the game. 2:58 to go in the third. Wow. Trailer coming alive in the second half. His second receiving touchdown of this half. A swinging gate play. Trouble on the 2. Somebody picked it up. A mass of bodies on it. Either way, it's short. So we remain tied. What a game. It's 14-all with 2:58 to go in the Lithia Superstore Game of the Week. Wow, the offense of Grants Pass coming alive. 2 touchdowns in this third quarter after getting shut out in the first half. The latest was remarkable, a 54-yard touchdown to James Trailer, who now has 2 receiving touchdowns this quarter. 3 catches, 75 yards, 2 touchdowns, and Trailer caught the 2-point conversion. So Rosetta and Trailer connecting here in the third quarter. 2:58 to go in a tie game. Sprague tries to answer here on homecoming. It's Lutz on the return, thrown down by Holland at the 16-yard line. Sprague is moving the ball well this half. They had an incredible 3rd and goal, Sprague did last possession. Carter Lavelle kept the play alive. Just scrambled around. Kind of reminded me of Johnny Manziel, just the way he kept the play alive for so long and then just lofted it into an open Isaac Tyndall. But throughout that drive, there was a lot of Sprague finding success through the air and running the football a lot better. Paul Erb, Isaac Tyndall, even the quarterback Lavelle. They're finding yards on the ground, which they weren't early in this game. See if A.J. Robinson and the Olympians go back to the ground. And they do with the quarterback. Lavelle trying to find a crease, and he's got a nice gain, and that is a first down. 12 yards on the run by Lavelle. 5 carries, 38 yards now for Carter Lavelle. Senior quarterback. Fresh set of downs out to the 29-yard line. 2:34 to go in this third quarter. There's a handoff up the middle to Tyndall, and he submarines down for a gain of a yard. A.J. Robinson, the Sprague head coach, was the 6A co-coach of the year last year. His dad, Robbie, was a head coach as well at Silverton and Redmond. And at Redmond, that's where A.J. Robinson played for his dad. He was the quarterback. Went on to play quarterback collegiately at Western Oregon University. Did a great job as head coach of the Olympians. Back to the air. Completion to Splonsky and a first down. Mark him at the 40. That's 10 yards on the little completion. That's the first catch of the game for Splonsky. Getting involved. Fourth different Sprague receiver to catch a ball now. Makarenko, Tyndall, Sterling, and Splonsky now. And by the way, Max Makarenko, despite the injury earlier, is out there. A run of 2 yards that time from Tyndall with 1:28 to go in the third. 2-yard gain. And Grants Pass has defended the Isaac Tyndall running attack really well. 13 carries for 21 yards. Paul Erb has found some success. But the Grants Pass defense, for the most part this game, did a pretty nice job. This is an Olympians offense that has certainly had its moments this year. Some really good athletes. Lavelle, the quarterback, fakes, throws, too high. Incomplete. Trying to go to Makarenko there, and Brevik Hill right on him in coverage. And it's third down. Third and 8. See if Grants Pass can get some pressure on the quarterback. Three receivers left. It's 5 wideouts for Carter Lavelle. Watch for the quarterback draw, too. He'll scramble. Stop. Thinking about throwing. Now he will run, and here he goes. First down and more. Look at the speed inside the 40. That's a gain of 19 yards on the run by Lavelle. $57 yards rushing now for Lavelle. That's a big one. Clock stops at 46.1 seconds left here in the third quarter. And a 14-all tie. These offenses are just trading blows in this third quarter. 14 points for Grants Pass so far. Sprague has 6 and looking for more. They've got about 7 yards there. A little completion out to the left side. 36 seconds left and counting. It was Sterling on the reception. Down to 22 seconds left in the third. I think Sprague has to run a play to avoid a delay of game. How it timed out. It is close, and they probably will anyway. 9 seconds left in the game clock. Here's the play. They run it up the middle to Paul Erb, and he's wrestled down. Gain of a yard, and that is it. It'll be 3rd and 2 when we start the fourth quarter. Time expires, and here we go. Big drama coming up. On to the fourth quarter in a tie game. 14-all at Sprague High School. Playoff hopes on the line. It's homecoming coming up next. We'll finish this one.
Sports are in trouble, and officials are in extreme demand.
So we're looking for people like you.
Former athletes,
Parents and community members.
what it takes is attention to detail.
A positive attitude and respect for the game.
Anyone who can manage the game and stick with it.
Because the hard truth is,
No ref, no game. Play ball.
Here we go, fourth quarter. It's 3rd and 2 for Sprague. Going to the short side of the field. Lavelle's got the first down, then he's got a touchdown. What a start to the fourth. 32-yard touchdown. Wow. His rushing attack coming alive in the second half. 89 rush yards now for the senior. Lavelle with a spectacular second half. He had a passing touchdown in that third quarter as well. Give him 2 total touchdowns for the game. And these teams just continuing to go back and forth. Nobody has come up with a stop yet in the second half. And here we go. Sprague not trusting their kicking. They're going to go for 2. It's a reverse. It'll be a pass to the right side. It's intercepted. There goes Breivik Hill. You can't return it. Grants Pass would have loved 2 points there. The pass from Beck Olson took it out of the sky. At this level, you cannot return it for 2 points. That would have been big for GP. So it's 20-14. Setting up for a fun finish here. So in the second half, 8-0, Sprague had the lead. Since then, these teams have just exploded in the second half for a combined 26 points. 4 drives, 4 touchdowns here in the second half. For almost 50 years, Bill's Glass has been the clear choice in Southern Oregon for your home vehicle or business needs. Locally owned, family run, Bill's Glass supports our schools and communities. And you can discover the vibrant lifestyle at Twin Creeks Retirement in Central Point. Enjoy spacious apartments, gourmet dining, and enriching activities in a welcoming community. Learn more at twincreeksretirement.com. And you can check out the new sports voice in Southern Oregon, the Ace Sports Radio, AM 1300, FM 1079. Streaming live at theasportsradio.com. 5 live NFL games a week, along with NCAA and SOU football action. Weekdays, Rich Eisen Show. The weekday local show, Tee It Up Southern Oregon with Joe Brett and John Canzano's Bald-Faced Truth on the Ace Sports Radio. 11:52 to go. Sprague leads 2014. These teams came down to the wire last year, 41-40 at Grants Pass High School. Cavemen looking for some redemption. Have to be a come-from-behind effort today. There's the kick deep by Daniel Makarenko. It's shorter this time. It's controlled by Houston Eli. He's got a nice return and a physical finish to it to the 37-yard line. And here we go. Caveman football for an offense that has come alive in the second half. $41 total yards in the first half. In the second half, 140 yards already for Grants Pass as we're still early in the fourth quarter here. From the left hash, 2 to the right, now 3 to the right as Traylor heads over there. Toss play left, here goes Trayton Powers trying to find a lane out of bounds. Well, now you see James Traylor attracting a little bit more attention after his 2 touchdowns this half. So they bring him in motion to the right and then run it back to the left with Trayton Powers, who you can't forget about. And he goes for about 6 yards there. 15 carries, 57 yards now for Trayton Powers. 11:37, clock is stopped. As Powers went out of bounds on the run. Here's Rosetta. He'll roll right. He's got a lot of time to think, to look, and he will run. Here goes Rosetta, out of bounds across midfield for the first down. At the 49. That's a gain of make it 8 yards. Had a 20-yard run in this half as well. So that's 76 rush yards now in the game for Grants Pass. .143 pass yards as well. So all of a sudden, Grants Pass is up over 200 yards of offense. So 160 yards of offense just in the second half after 41 in the first for Grants Pass. Back to pass. Rosetta with time. He'll lob it in the air for Breivik Hill in coverage. Did he catch that? Oh, he did. Incredible. In double coverage. Oh, amazing catch. 28 yards to Breivik Hill. He tried that similar just rainbow ball to Hill 3 or 4 times in the first half. It did not work. That time it did. Amazing grab, and Grants Pass wasting no time. To the ground to Powers, and he's got 3 yards. The highlights continue from these dynamic Grants Pass wide receivers. 10:41 left, and a Grants Pass player down, and looks like some cramps. Deshaun Stinson down and cramping. So he's down and getting stretched out by the trainer. Key part of this offensive line for GP. Wow, we were setting up for a exciting finish here. Still, nobody has a stop in the second half. 4 possessions, 4 touchdowns. We're on number 5, and Grants Pass has marched into the red zone with a 2nd and 7. With Stinson down and shaken up, we'll go to a break. Allow the trainer to take a look at him.
Enjoy Abby's Pizza at your place. Close your eyes and you can taste old-fashioned values, classic pizza parlor decor, and generations of tradition. Recreate that magic. Open your eyes and head to abbeys.com. With pickup and delivery options, no matter where you dine, Abby's just tastes better.
When you work with Hart Insurance Agency, you'll experience the quality service and attention to detail that you'll only find with an independent insurance agency. Hart Insurance Agency was founded in 1947 and is one of the largest independent, locally owned agencies in Southern Oregon, with offices in Grants Pass and Medford. Their experienced team of agents have the knowledge to design, place, and to manage your personal and business insurance plans. Find out more. Visit hartinsurance.com.
Here's a good-looking pizza, guaranteed to bring some smiles. And right now, it's on sale, so it's good for your wallet, too. This giant is loaded with toppings and can feed up to 6 people. Order at abbeys.com. Give us a call, or just drop by. Only at Abby's Legendary Pizza.
The Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram of Medford Superstore wants to buy your vehicle. So we'll beat any other dealer's offer to buy your vehicle by $500. And if we don't buy your vehicle, we'll fill up your gas tank. Only at Lithia Dodge.
Luxurious Karastan flooring. The flooring you need to live beautifully. It's time to enjoy savings with style during the National Karastan Month Journey into Savings event. Get a free Karastep carpet cushion and capture the lowest prices of the season with every purchase. And ask about special zero-interest financing during National Karastan Month, exclusively at both Lippert's Carpet One locations, Medford and Grants Pass.
The Lithia Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram of Medford Superstore wants to buy your vehicle. So we'll beat any other dealer's offer to buy your vehicle by $500. And if we don't buy your vehicle, we'll fill up your gas tank. Only at Lithia Dodge.
Deshaun Stinson out. Off the field now with a 2nd and 7 at the 18-yard line. Toss play left side. There goes Trayton Powers. Lowering the shoulder. He's tiptoeing the sideline and all the way down to the 6. Mark him at the 7, 11-yard run for Trayton Powers. 10:21 to go. Grants Pass can take the lead on this drive. Grants Pass has never led in this game. They were down 2-0, 8-0 at the half. Been battling back ever since. 10:08 to go. Drayton Powers now 17 totes for 71 yards. Rosetta has thrown 2 touchdowns to James Traylor in this second half. He's the one out wide to the left. Looking right, throwing back of the end zone, just a little high for Breivik Hill, incomplete. Had him open, just couldn't connect with Hill, which he's been doing so well in this second half. 3 catches for 43 yards just in the second half for Breivik Hill. For the game, 5 grabs for 56 yards. An incredible 28-yard catch earlier this drive. Here's the 2nd and goal at the 7. Traylor going in motion. Toss play back to the left. Here goes Powers. Down to the 5, or rather down to the 2. A 5-yard run for Powers. So here we go, a 3rd and goal with 9:35 to play. They spot him at the 3-yard line, so officially a 4-yard run. From the left hash, here we go. Big play right here. 9:13 and counting remaining. Grant's pass, looking to tie it. Traylor in motion. On this play, they've gone left. They go middle. Powers, nowhere to go. A yard, that's it. And here we go. Big 4th down on the way. I didn't even give him a yard. No gain for Powers. 8:45 left. Will this be the first stop of the half? There's been 4 drives, 4 touchdowns by these offenses. Sprague fans making noise on homecoming. Rosetta wants to throw, lobs it in the air for Breivik Hill. Got it! Touchdown, Cavemen! Another clutch passing touchdown. This time it's Hill on the 3rd touchdown of the half from Jordan Rosetta. And the Cavemen can take their first lead. The kicking unit is out. If they can execute here, they'll take their first lead in the 4th quarter. They were outgained 256-41 in that first half. Somehow came out of it, only down 8-0, and they have put themselves in a great spot here in the 4th. Here's the kick for the lead. Absolutely bombed it through. It's good. Alejandro Leon buries it, and it's 21-20 Cavemen. Fun final 8 minutes and 18 seconds coming up next.
The Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram of Medford Superstore wants to buy your vehicle. So we'll beat any other dealer's offer to buy your vehicle by $500. And if we don't buy your vehicle, we'll fill up your gas tank. Only at Lithia Dodge.
Whether it's game day or a family get-together, Sherm's has the quality products and prices that will make you cheer. Sherm's Thunderbird Market, Medford's original discount grocery store.
You want diverse venues? We got them. Year-round sports access? You bet. Race cars, soccer, paragliding? Check, check, check. Medford has it covered as your sport ground, where the West Coast plays.
The Lithia Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram of Medford Superstore wants to buy your vehicle. So we'll beat any other dealer's offer to buy your vehicle by $500. And if we don't buy your vehicle, we'll fill up your gas tank. Only at Lithia Dodge.
21-20, Grants Pass leads Sprague. We've had 5 drives, 5 touchdowns. 3 of them by Grants Pass, 2 by Sprague. And here's the Olympians' 3rd drive of the second half after this Alejandro Leon kick. Drives it into the night sky and boots it into the end zone. So here we go. And the best kick of the game from Leon on the kickoff, that is, will put the ball at the 20-yard line for Sprague. And the Olympians have gone with a lot of different running backs. They give Tyndall, Herb, and Pierre-Mike chances. Lavelle has coming alive as a great rushing option in this second half as well. Threw for more than 200 yards in that first half. Not finding as much success so far here in the second. And they'll run it again. This is Paul Herb lowering the shoulder. He met Nate Bassett. And a physical finish. Nice hard running with the help of some teammates. That's a 6-yard run for Herb, but there is a flag down. 88 penalty yards for Sprague in the first half. Haven't committed one here in the second. Let's see if this is on them. Aiding the runner, they helped grab Herb and push him upfield. It was Max Knapp, the junior, honorable mention all-conference guard last year, number 55, that grabbed Herb and pushed him upfield. You can't aid the runner, and that's what the penalty is. I mean, you can push them, but you can't grab them. Not something you get, honestly, see called that often, but it is a penalty. I think it's the right call. 8 minutes to go. Going to the near side, Lavelle. Finding some room. Thrown down by Nate Bassett. Give him 4 yards. Lavelle with a big touchdown run last drive from 30 yards out. 93 rush yards on 8 carries now for him. Spot the ball back at the 22. Only gave him 2, actually. There's a handoff up the middle. Oh, had some room, but he fell down. That was Tyndall on the carry. Or rather, that's Paul Herb, excuse me. Give him 4 yards. Yeah, if he had his head up there and seen the room, he could have maybe stayed on his feet and got some more. But a strong game for Herb. 8 carries, 57 yards, and a touchdown. And here's a 3rd and 4. There's 6 minutes and 56 seconds left in this game. 21-20 Grants Pass lead. Sprague on 3rd down. Got a run for a 1st down from Lavelle. Tough run of 7 yards. And he is at 100 yards rushing now in this game. 6:40 to go. Remember, Sprague doesn't have full faith in their kicking unit. They have gone for 2. They missed an extra point earlier. They couldn't execute the snap on an extra point earlier. Didn't even get the kickoff. So it's something that's been a little up and down for them all year, and today they're not really trusting it. Something to watch here in a 1-point game. Herb met in the backfield, driving the legs to get maybe a half yard. But he's ultimately taken down by the tough junior Parker Howe. A lot of talented juniors on this Grants Pass team. They are going to have a ton of talent back. It's one of those groups that just gets better and better as the year goes on, and then you look ahead to next year and it's even more scary. 5:47 left. On the left hash, Lavelle looking to throw. He wants to go deep. He's got a man, Sterling. Caught it at the 35. If he can stay on his feet, that would have been a touchdown. That's 29 yards on the strike downfield to Sterling. Wow, another big 3rd down conversion for Sprague. 5:15 to go. Chance for the Olympians They go back up the middle, driven down. Nice aggressive tackle there right at the line of scrimmage. And there is a Sprague player down and shaken up after the 2-yard gain. It was 2nd and 8 after this stoppage. 4:59 to go. What a turnaround. This was 2-0 Sprague after a block punt safety through the first quarter. 8-0 Sprague at halftime. And then the second half has just been back and forth touchdowns. 3 drives for touchdowns for Grants Pass, 2 drives, 2 scores for Sprague, and they're on their 3rd drive, and they're marching down inside the 35 so far with a 2nd and 8. It might just take one stop. Whoever comes up with a stop wins this game in the second half. But it's been an unpredictable game, kind of an odd, disjointed first half with a series of fumbles and turnover on downs and penalties. A lot more efficiency and sharpness from both offenses here in the second half. That is Paul Erb, the running back, who runs off the field. He was down for a while on the turf. 4:59 to go. He was the one who had the carry. Isaac Tyndall, the running back now, to the left of Carter Lavelle. Receivers shift to the right side. It's a bunch trip on the right for Lavelle. He's going to roll that way. Nope, stop, looking, left. He's got Sterling too far out in front. It was executed perfectly. Had Sterling for the touchdown. Wow, 4:43 to go. And remember that play. Missed opportunity for the Olympians. 3rd and 8 now. There was trailer in coverage, and Sterling had him beat with a little deception there, rolling right and doing the throwback. Again, it's 3rd and 8. Lavelle, tunnel screen, left side with some room, sprinting for the touchdown. 34 yards to Beck Olson. Drawn up beautifully, and Sprague regains the lead with 4:33 to go. Man, what a half. 6 drives, 6 touchdowns. And this is really big right here. The 2-point conversion. An extra point kicking it would do you a little bit, but they don't have faith in their kicking unit anyway. So you want to go up 7, go for 2, and just alleviate the distrust you have in your kicking. Throw for Makarenko in the back corner. One-handed effort, incomplete. Nice coverage by Houston Eli. Incomplete, and it's 26-21. Grants Pass will try and keep this perfect half alive. They'll get the ball back next.
At Rogue Credit Union, we don't answer to shareholders. Instead, we return earnings back to our members. We know that we're stronger when we work together, and that's why we're invested here, living, giving, and supporting local. We're your friends and your neighbors. We know the needs of our communities. Being a part of Rogue means that our focus is on our members, and when you prosper, we prosper. See the credit union difference and how being a part of something smaller can have a bigger impact.
Bill's Glass covers the full spectrum of your glass needs and dreams. Having new windows installed by Bill's Glass dramatically update and improves the look of your home and helps reduce energy bills year-round. Let Bill's Glass show you what you've been missing. Bill's Glass, the largest glass company in Southern Oregon for your home and auto, as well as the trusted industry leader for over 50 years. Locally owned, family run, Bill's Glass in Ashland, Medford, and Grants Pass.
.433 to go. 26-21 Sprague leads. Both teams in this second half with 3 drives, all resulting in touchdowns. On to drive number 7, the 4th for Grants Pass, and they're down 5. It was a passing touchdown of 34 yards on a screen. And Carter Lavelle out to Beck Olson. And here's trouble on the return. It is scooped up by Holland, and he's down at the 29-yard line. Not bad field position. A touchdown for Sprague's Beck Olson was his first catch of the game. He caught a screen pass and took it the distance. 4:29 left, Grants Pass ball. They have exploded in the second half with nearly 200 yards of offense after 41 the entire first half. They found success running the ball with Powers. They've especially found success downfield throwing to Breivik Hill and James Traylor. So that's what's got them here with 33 points per game on the season. One of the most dynamic offenses in the conference. Has certainly played like it in the second half. Will it be enough, though? A lot weighing on this drive, although both teams with 3 timeouts. A lot of football left to be played. Rosetta takes the snap. It's a fake handoff. Throwing downfield. Got a man. Hill pulls it in at the 45. 16-yard strike to Hill. Six catches, 72 yards. Now for Breivik Hill. 4 catches for 58 yards and a touchdown just in the second half. There's a handoff to Powers, looking for room, spinning, fighting, and thrown down at the 48-yard line. They give him 3 yards on the carry. .335 and counting left. Grants Pass coming into this game 4-1 in conference play, number 13 in the OSAA rankings. Sprague is 3-3 and number 20. Both these teams fighting to get in the top 16 and get into the playoffs. A lot riding on this final 3 minutes and 19 seconds. Rosetta's pressured, got rid of it. He had a receiver in the area. Yeah, he had Traylor over there, incomplete. Sprague fans won an intentional grounding. I thought Traylor was close enough. That's reasonable to be a miscommunication with his receiver on the route. And the thing is, there's no specific amount of yards a receiver has or has to be to determine this to be an intentional grounding or not. When you're in the pocket, you got to throw it towards a receiver and make an effort. I mean, I could see a grounding, but I understand why they wouldn't. Yep, no grounding. To the chagrin of the Olympians fans here. It's 3rd and 7. I understand the frustration, too. It was pretty clear that he really wasn't trying to complete a pass. He was just trying to get rid of it. But at the same time, you see veteran quarterbacks do that all the time. You throw it towards your target and just chuck it at their feet. Was it close enough or not? That's more of the conversation. In the heat of the moment, that is not an easy call for officials to make. Here we go. Maybe this will give a little adrenaline to the Sprague defense. Grants Pass, 2 downs to get this 7 yards. 3:15 to play. Caveman down 5. Rosetta throwing downfield. It's picked off! Julian Lutz sprinting the other way. Inside the 10, chopped out of bounds. With 3:03 to go, big play in coverage by the sophomore. Yeah, Rosetta went downfield for one of his favorite targets, Breivik Hill, on a play that they've had success with. Even into double coverage, he's found success finding Breivik Hill. He went for it again, and this time paid the price in a big return. And with 3:03 left, Sprague can really put a dagger in a victory here if they get in the end zone. 3 timeouts for Grants Pass. Wouldn't be over for sure, but you put your opponent in a really tough spot if you're the Olympians and can get in the end zone right here. 1st and goal at the 10-yard line. It's a quick throw. Makarenko, touchdown! He deserved that. He has 193 receiving yards now for a touchdown. And with 2:57 left, a flag comes out after the play for the celebration. So they will apply this on the kickoff, which is interesting. That's going to help Grants Pass a lot. Again, 2:57, 3 timeouts remaining for Matt Kennedy and the Cavemen. So if they get a quick touchdown, retain those timeouts, this game is not over. What a sequence, though. A Lutz interception into a Lavelle to Makarenko 10-yard touchdown. So instead of applying it to the kickoff, it actually will be applied here to the conversion attempt, which is kind of a tough break for Grants Pass. You would prefer that to be applied to the kick because those yards are more important than whatever happens on this kick here, being a 2-possession game no matter what. So Sprague will come out and try to make a 35-yard extra point with the kicker Mario Lopez. They haven't had a lot of success with extra points or close kicks at all in this game. See if they can hit a 35-yarder here. Snap, hold, kick. Blocked. Hill got in there, and that actually looked painful. Smacked off the arm of Hill. No chance there. 2:57 left. Desperation, but 3 timeouts left for GP.
Diverse venues, we got them. Year-round sports access? You bet. Race cars, soccer, paragliding? Check, check, check. Medford has it covered as your sport ground, where the West Coast plays.
Okay, you know how people complain about how Dutch Bros workers are like too nice, too hyper, compliment you too much, whatever? Maybe you're not nice enough. Maybe you need to get a little Dutch Bros in you.
Discover the West Coast destination for those seeking more. More sunny days, more athletic facilities, more outdoor adventures, more to do during downtime. Medford is your sport ground, where the West Coast plays.
32-21 Sprague, 2:57 left. Lopez kicks it away. And here we go on the return. This is Holland trying to find a lane near the 30 before he's chucked down. The tackle made by Gabe Flynn, and a flag comes soaring in. Let's see if this is on Sprague. They already have 9 penalties for 103 yards in this game. 2:50 to go on the clock. 3 timeouts for the Cavemen. So you work with essentially a 2-minute drill here and trying to retain all 3 of those timeouts. It'll really help your cause. If you have to use the timeouts, you can go to the onside kick. Horse collar tackle is the call against Sprague. The ball is marched all the way up to the 42-yard line. So great news for Grants Pass. Move it up that far. You've got dynamic wide receivers. You've got a strong arm quarterback, and you have 3 timeouts. This game's far from over. The game GP led 21-20 before Sprague has bounced back with 12 in a row. 3 receivers bunched left. Timeout. Sprague will take it. That's their first. Thank you to the sponsors making tonight's coverage possible, including Lithia Superstore on Highway 62, your home for Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, and Fiat vehicles and trucks. Our title sponsor, Lithia Superstore. Man, what a game this has been. 32-21 Sprague on the John L. Scott scoreboard. Coming up, we still have the post-game show brought to you by Know Your Role. The Know Your Role post-game show brought to you by travelmedford.org/knowyourrole. You can see how that campaign is changing the culture of youth sports for the better. And you'll learn about your sport ground where the West Coast comes to play. All right, out of the Sprague timeout, 2:50 to go. Head coach A.J. Robinson wanted to make sure his defense was ready. Don't want to see them give up a deep ball to Brevik Hill or James Traylor. Watch for number 4 in white on the near side, the wide receiver. Now he comes in motion, and they give it to him on a fly sweep, trying to find a crease, and he's got a gain of 4 yards. 2:40 and counting. Grants Pass. Got to work with some pace here. Oh, man. Taking their time a little bit. If we're going to run the ball, got to get on the football. 2:21 left. GP down 11. Finally get the snap. It's a fake reverse pass, nothing doing. Loss of 7 yards. 2 minutes and counting. Grants Pass has their timeouts. They obviously want to keep those for if they should score a touchdown. You know, they use their timeouts if they have to, but they have wasted a lot of time here. About a minute has come off the clock, and they've gone backwards a yard. Now they do run a reverse. It's a flea flicker. Rosetta wants to throw, guns it in, complete. This is Hill still going. No, that's Trayton Powers still on his feet. Out of bounds at the 32-yard line. Well, that worked out. 27 yards after looked like nothing doing on the reverse flea flicker. Uh-oh, a flag back at midfield, though, and Grants Pass marching back. I think this is coming back with 1:25 left in this game. Illegal blindside block. Against Grants Pass. And it happened at midfield. So it's back to the 35. And it'll be 3rd and 17 now instead of the 27-yard gain and a fresh set of downs. So a couple downs to get these 17 yards. The main concern, though, is the clock with 1:25. Here's Rosetta looking, throwing, downfield, Hill, double coverage. Oh, he caught it! Brevik Hill How does he pull those in? He does that constantly. That is incredible. 31-yard catch for Hill. My goodness. Just ridiculous. And that's 106 receiving yards on 8 catches now for Hill. Looking for Traylor. Caught it. No, he dropped it. Might have been knocked away. That is exactly what GP needed with 1:01 left and 3 timeouts left. That would have been the quick touchdown strike they were looking for. We'll give some credit to Gabe Flynn in coverage. He may have reached out and got a piece of the football. Look live like one that Traylor normally hauls in. Traylor with 2 receiving touchdowns this half. Part of Rosetta's 3 touchdown strikes in the second half. Here we go, back to the air. Pressure comes, Rosetta turns, he's sacked, and this will waste a lot of time. Grants Pass will take a timeout with 49 seconds. Yeah, Matt Kennedy really wanted to keep those timeouts so that it didn't come down to an onside kick. But now, if Grants Pass can score, it will come down to an onside. 48.8 is the time on the clock. It becomes really tough in those obvious passing downs as the quarterback, Rosetta, has to kind of wait for his receivers to get downfield. That gives the pass rush time to get into the backfield, and they did so. He knew he needed to get rid of it, did his best, but just had pass rushers draped all over his body. Sprague will have a bye next week. The Olympians then will finish the season at Sheldon. For Grants Pass, we're back at home hosting Sheldon next Friday. Even with a loss here, Grants Pass can still finish in the top 16 and get into the playoffs. This will, of a loss here, will send them down a little bit in the rankings. They came into today number 13 and 4-1 in the South Central Conference. It's 3rd and 20. Confusion here. I think they're trying to figure out how much time to put on the clock. They want some time put. The PA announcer just announced that they are trying to figure out how to add time back to the scoreboard. Their operator does not know how to add time back to the scoreboard. So we might have to get somebody up there that knows how to operate the scoreboard a little bit better. I did see live, it looked like Matt Kennedy took a timeout and then some extra seconds ran off the clock. The officials didn't address it quickly. They added 1 second, 49.8 to go. And it's 3rd and 20. You got some phenomenal receivers out wide. Rosetta, got to give him a chance here. They go to a screen. Powers speared down. Loss of 4. Powers was put into an impossible situation. Timeout, Grants Pass. With 44 seconds. Man, what a job by Sprague. They had an opportunity last week against South Medford and lost it in overtime. A dramatic game at Spiegelberg Stadium that the Panthers took 13-7. Sprague able to come back home and put on a great show here. You know, Grants Pass obviously came alive for a quarter and a half of the second half with 3 consecutive touchdown drives, but I think you got to give this Sprague defense a lot of credit. They've had some issues at times this year, but lately the defense has been fantastic. held South Medford to 7 in regulation. The previous 2 games, they held South Salem to 21 and then North Salem to 7. So a strong defensive stretch for Sprague has put them in a position with a win here to maybe be a playoff team. With 1 game remaining. 44 seconds, it's 4th and about 23. Rosetta throws up a prayer. Trailer trying to get to it. Over his head. Incomplete. And the Sprague defense holds strong again. The Olympians can kneel on it with 36.8 to go and celebrate the homecoming victory. What a win. A.J. Robinson and Sprague. That's why it's hard to play on the road. You talk to Grants Pass and head coach Matt Kennedy. A lot of their regrets or conversation will be about their sluggish start. They had some defensive breakdowns in this game as well, but just not a lot going in that first half, and felt like they were playing catch-up. They did take a 21-20 lead, but the Sprague offense went right back to work with some big runs from their quarterback, Carter Lavelle, and then a Julian Lutz interception. Essentially put the game away, getting him to the 10. There's the kneel from victory formation, and Grants Pass will take a timeout. Okay, their final timeout with 33.1 to go. Matt Kennedy doesn't want to have that timeout for the bus ride back home. So Grants Pass still with an opportunity to make the playoffs. They're not going to win a conference championship now. Not really in the cards, but the goal and the hope of making the playoffs is still very much on the table. We'll see how the math works out and exactly where they fall in the rankings. The opportunity is still there. There's still 2 games ahead. A loss here, GP will drop to 4-3, 4-2 in conference. Sprague improves to 4-4 and 4-3 in conference play. And the seconds will tick off the clock. And that will do it. A final score of 32-21. What a win on the John L. Scott scoreboard for the Sprague Olympians. We'll go to the Know Your Role postgame show now, brought to you by TravelMedford.org. Well, more than 200 yards of offense in the second half for Grants Pass. 2 touchdowns for James Traylor, 1 for Breivik Hill, who came up with a spectacular half as well with about 90 receiving yards. Jordan Rosetta in the offense came alive, but it just wasn't enough. Give credit to Sprague. Carter Lavelle, the senior quarterback. Max Makarenko made big plays, and they stepped up defensively too. Julian Lutz, the sophomore, had an interception. A big win for the Olympians, and overall just a great high school football game. Just goes to show the power of the homecoming and the hometown environment. A great crowd was on hand here all game. A lot of support to Sprague, and they really fed off the energy here at home and was able to just be a little bit more consistent. There's a few less breakdowns, a few more big plays in what was a disjointed first half, but a electric, really fun second half. Thanks for joining us here from Sprague High School. Our camera operator, Mike Strickland. I'm Chris Clayton. Final score on the John L. Scott scoreboard, 32-21 Sprague wins. This has been a presentation of TableRockSports.net. Our executive producer is Joe Brett. Good night from Salem. Sprague with a win.